The complete history of George Washington, from soldier to founding father. We're diving into the life of one of the most iconic figures in history, George Washington. From his humble beginnings to his pivotal role in the American Revolution and his legacy as the first president of the United States, Washington's story is one of courage, leadership, and vision. So, let's journey through the complete history of the man who shaped a nation. Early life and background. George Washington was born on February 22, 1732, in Westmoreland County, Virginia. He was the eldest son of Augustine Washington, a wealthy plantation owner, and Mary Ball Washington. Though his family was well off, Washington's formal education ended when he was just 15 years old. Young George showed an early interest in surveying, a skill that would later serve him well. By the age of 16, he was already working as a surveyor, mapping the rugged frontier of Virginia. This experience not only honed his leadership skills, but also gave him a deep understanding of the land that would become crucial during the Revolutionary War. Interestingly, Washington's early life was also marked by tragedy. His father died when he was just 11 years old, leaving him to look after his mother and younger siblings. This sense of responsibility shaped his character and instilled in him a strong work ethic. The French and Indian War. Washington's military career began during the French and Indian War, a conflict between Britain and France over control of North America. In 1754, as a young colonel in the Virginia militia, Washington led an attack on a French scouting party, sparking the war. However, his early military career was marked by setbacks. At the Battle of Fort Necessity, Washington was forced to surrender, a humbling experience that taught him valuable lessons about strategy and resilience. Despite these challenges, his bravery and leadership earned him recognition, and he became a key figure in the British colonial forces. One of his most notable achievements during this time was his role in the Braddock Expedition of 1755. Although the campaign ended in disaster, Washington's calm under fire and ability to organize a retreat saved many lives. These experiences forged him into a capable and respected military leader. Life at Mount Vernon. After the war, Washington returned to Virginia, where he married Martha Custis, a wealthy widow. In 1759, together, they settled at Mount Vernon, Washington's beloved plantation. Over the years, he expanded the estate, becoming one of the wealthiest landowners in Virginia. Washington was a progressive farmer, experimenting with new crops and techniques to improve yields. He shifted from tobacco to wheat and other crops, embracing sustainable farming practices. He also invested in fisheries, a grist mill, and even a distillery, making Mount Vernon a model of innovation. But his life as a planter was interrupted by the growing tensions between the American colonies and Britain. Washington became increasingly involved in politics, advocating for colonial rights and opposing British policies like the Stamp Act and the Townshend Acts. The road to revolution. By the 1770s, the American colonies were fed up with British taxation and control. Events like the Boston Massacre and the Boston Tea Party fueled the flames of rebellion. In 1774, Washington was elected as a delegate to the First Continental Congress, where he emerged as a leading voice for independence. When the Revolutionary War began in 1775, Washington was unanimously chosen as the commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. His appointment was not just due to his military experience, but also his character. He was seen as a unifying figure who could rally the colonies together. The American Revolution. Washington's leadership during the war was nothing short of extraordinary. One of his most famous moments was the daring crossing of the Delaware River on December 25, 1776. In a surprise attack, his troops defeated Hessian forces at Trenton, boosting morale and turning the tide of the war. But the journey was far from easy. The winter at Valley Forge in 1777 to 1778 was a test of endurance. Thousands of soldiers died from cold, hunger, and disease. Yet, Washington's unwavering resolve kept the army together. He also used this time to train his troops with the help of Baron von Steuben, transforming them into a disciplined fighting force. In 1781, with the help of French allies, Washington secured a decisive victory at the Battle of Yorktown, effectively ending the war and securing American independence. The Constitutional Convention and Presidency. After the war, Washington returned to Mount Vernon, hoping to retire. But the young nation needed his leadership once again. In 1787, he presided over the Constitutional Convention, where the U.S. Constitution was drafted. In 1789, Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. During his 2 terms, he set many precedents that still shape the presidency today. He established the cabinet, signed the Bill of Rights into law, and navigated the nation through its early challenges. One of his most significant achievements was the Jay Treaty, which averted war with Britain and secured peace for the young nation. However, it also sparked controversy, highlighting the growing political divisions in the country. Retirement and legacy. Washington retired to Mount Vernon in 1797, where he focused on farming and spending time with his family, but his retirement was short-lived. On December 14, 1799, George Washington passed away at the age of 67, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire. His farewell address, warning against political division and foreign entanglements, remains one of the most important documents in American history. Washington's leadership, integrity, and vision helped lay the foundation for the United States as we know it today. Washington's enduring impact. George Washington's impact extends far beyond his lifetime. He is often called the father of his country, and his legacy is everywhere, from the U.S. dollar bill to the towering Washington Monument in the nation's capital. But more than monuments and money, Washington's principles of leadership, humility, and service continue to guide leaders around the world. His story reminds us that true greatness lies not in power, but in character and commitment to a cause greater than oneself. Conclusion: George Washington's life was a testament to the power of courage, integrity, and vision. From his early days as a surveyor to his final years at Mount Vernon, he dedicated himself to the service of others. His legacy is a reminder that leadership isn't about titles or power, it's about making a difference. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the life of George Washington, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more historical content. Let me know in the comments what's the most inspiring part of Washington's story for you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.